News and New Deads, and welcome to Final Fantasy Freddy's Extra Episode 5. Yay! It's been 3 weeks technically since I started off again, because I left like a huge monthly gap in between. Now, today's episode won't be the Final Fantasy 14 special. That will be the actual Final Fantasy Freddy's, because I want to have a big long one, and this is just going to be a little snippet of information. Now, I'm sick of Lightning Returns news, as you probably know. That's why I'm going to do a big episode on 14 this Friday. So, Lightning Returns, I regret to say, has some more news on it. Now, it's good that we're knowing a lot of things about this game. I want them to leave some stuff. I want some of it to be a surprise, you know. But anyway, it won't feature any story DLC. Now, in Final Fantasy Freddy's, I mentioned that the guy at Square Enix, I can't remember, Katase, I think it is, announced, well, admitted that Final Fantasy 13-2's DLC wasn't that good. So Lightning Returns won't feature any story DLC. At the start, Square Enix said it won't feature any DLC, but they kind of fell back on that, because now they're saying they're going to release like extra clothes and all that. Probably do like Ezio stuff, or like Mass Effect again. That was quite cool. So more Lightning Return stuff. Some soundtrack details have been announced. Now, a while back they said that the 13-2 composers were going to come back to do some more tunes. Not really that much about the soundtrack has been, announced, but they're just like, they'll have sort of remixes again, like they did with Promise and all that, and 13-2. They'll have some 13 and 13-2 songs in there somewhere, I hope so, because 13-2 had a brilliant soundtrack. I must admit, I liked all the techno stuff, and I hope Lightning Returns is going to be like that as well. It was really good. I like the Worlds Collide one. I can't remember what it goes like, but it's scary and lovely at the same time. So, more on Final Fantasy music. Now, the Milwaukee, that is how you pronounce that. Milwaukee Theatre. The Milwaukee Theatre, I think that's how you pronounce it, will host another Distant Worlds concert thing. Now, Square Enix did a lot of these for its anniversary, but there's going to be, I think there's a big sort of gaming thing going on over there in February, because it's the anime convention over there, and I think I'd like to have went to that, but I can't. I could have gone, but I didn't really have the time. I wanted to go to the 25th anniversary event in London as well, but I just didn't have the time, and I forgot all about it. Completely, to be quite honest with you. I think the music in Final Fantasy is good, but I don't like the arrangement stuff. I like the old sort of crappy sounding tinky tonk ones, like the FF4. That's music, oh man, that was fantastic. The original background music was absolutely superb. I loved that to bits. Loved it more than Hotline Miami. In fact, no, I didn't love it more than Hotline Miami, because Hotline Miami is my one true love in life. Sigh. Anyway, yeah, so there's going to be a Zelda stuff there, and I'm going to sneeze, I think. No, I'm fine. It's going to be Zelda music, some other Nintendo stuff. It sounds pretty cool, so if you're over there at the anime convention, you should go check that out. I highly recommend it. I would love to be there. You can say hi to Final Fantasy people there from me. So, something else to do with Final Fantasy 25th anniversary. On the PSN sale, you can go, PSN store, sorry, you can go over there right now. I'm not sure if it's still on. It's starting the 21st. Pretty sure it goes on through to the 30th or 31st or something like that, but there was a Final Fantasy sale on where you can get cheap Final Fantasy games. Most of the main titles, of course, not the ones that aren't downloadable, but I'm pretty sure 1, 2, and 3, and 7 and 8 were all in there. If you can get 8, I'm not sure if you can. But Tactics was in there, a really good game. You should go and check that out if you haven't played it. And 7, definitely. Anywhere you see 7 for a cheap price, go and buy it, young man and or slash lady. No, wait, and slash or lady. That's what I meant to say. I'm just looking at the intro card I made here, and it just looks so cool. I'm proud of this one. I enjoyed making this one. And you've got a little picture down the bottom as well, which I'm going to talk about now. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix box art has been revealed for the Japan release. You can see a tiny little picture down the bottom. I didn't want to make it too big in case it was copyrighted or something, but I must say it looks pretty cool. You got on there. I can't really see it. I'm pretty sure Aqua's on there. You got Mickey, of course, Daphne, you know, all crew, our crew, man, the Kingdom Hearts crew, yo, dudes. So yeah, I don't think we're getting it over in the UK. I heard that we were talking about a possible US release, but this is going to be one of those things. There's going to be loads of petitions and all. Oh, give Kingdom Hearts 1.5 a release over here. I can't remember what games are in it. Let me just check. Because I think a lot of people were surprised about how many games they're putting in it. Like, what ones? Original copy of Kingdom Hearts and RE Chain of Memories. I think that's what's in it. Yeah. I'm not sure if the something Days Over 2 is in it. I can't remember what it's called. 300 something Days Over 2. But anyway, yeah, you get some good games for that. That's coming out March 14th, if I'm correct in saying. Do not quote me on that. I am unsure. March 14th. Can't remember. Probably sometime, because March is prime time for games. I'm just wondering what game I'm going to get in March, because on Steam you can get Tomb Raider and you get free stuff, and it's only $26.99 for pre-purchase. That's pretty fucking good, if I'm to be brutally honest with you. That's pretty good. So that was pretty much it for the extra news today. There hasn't much been happening in Final Fantasy, apart from Lightning Returns and 14, obviously. The endless stream of Final Fantasy A Realm Reborn news, it's kind of annoying. It's just, there's so much. There is so much of it. I mean, it's even worse. I gave up on the Realm Reborn news, but I've been asked by, I will just quote you on this, a good gentleman has asked me, Nura Aihion. Nura Rion. I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry, it begins with an N. But I've been asked for some Final Fantasy 14 news, because I want to do some as well. Most of the things we know about right now are like the character developments, and there's loads of developer diaries as well. So I recommend, if you want some 14 news, go over and check out the Facebook page for A Realm Reborn. It's packed. I mean, it is packed with Final Fantasy 14 news and developer diaries and all that. I think they do a podcast as well. I'm not sure about that, but they do some videos about how the new features and all that. Well, there's a whole channel as well dedicated to the actual game. You can actually, the gameplay looks quite good, to be honest with you, because 14, its graphics was really good for an MMO, because most MMO graphics looks like a dog that shot out some shit that was shitting whilst the dog was shitting out the shit, you know, like World of Warcraft. That's terrible game. Sorry, World of Warcraft fans, but that's a dreadful game. But I wanted to get into 14, I really did, because I thought it looked really cool. And, you know, 11 as well. I didn't actually get a chance to play 11. That's the only one I've not played. I wanted it to be good, and I really hope for Square Enix that it's going to do good. Because, to be honest with you, they spent so much money. I mean, they're not even updating the game. They can't even update it. It's that broken. The game is that bad. They can't even update it, because they're redoing. They're not re-releasing. They are redoing the game. New characters, new everything. And I mean, it feels as if we don't have Final Fantasy 14 yet, because a lot of people don't include it. A lot of people go up to 13 and then stop. I think lots of people are still waiting for Final Fantasy 14 to come out. I don't think they saw its release in 2010. Yeah, 2010. as a proper release. I think they more saw it as a sort of demo, to be quite honest with you, for the big one. But also there's beta participations going on. You can go check them out. I probably won't put a link because I don't know where to get it from. I actually did get invited to it. I must be honest with you. I might give away the code, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to use it. But I got an email from Square Enix because I'm like a long member. If you're like a dedicated member to the series, they will send you a beta code. And in your box of 13, you can get a beta code as well. I think that's... And I got a controller for 14 as well, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't have like any like home button, so I can't really use it in the PS3. But yeah, if you want, you can go check that beta out. I was trying to get in the Elder Scrolls Online beta, but I didn't. I'll just use my Gmail and try again. Always try, and try again, children. Trying is the road to succession, and falling down depends on what kind of terrain the road has. Some might be a little bit rocky or slippery. We don't know these things. We just do not know. So last week I mentioned, or I was talking about what is the best Final Fantasy, and I spoke to a couple of acquaintances. The two friends. It's ridiculous. The two friends that I have like Final Fantasy both said that Final Fantasy VII is their best in the series. Now they're anything but from fanboys and girls. They are like way far from that, because if anything, I'm a fanboy compared to those two. Because I just like think about it non-stop. Not non-stop actually. I'm more obsessed with Hotline Miami than I am with Final Fantasy. If you don't know what Hotline Miami is, you can go kill yourself at this precise moment. Just getting the news ready, aren't you? That's it. It's kind of dire, but yeah. Anyway, let's continue. I'll give you a fun fact. The best-selling Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 11. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. Clever clogs. Final Fantasy 11 is the best commercial Final Fantasy. Now, this was because it was online. People went crazy for Final Fantasy, but online? Fuck me in the eye, man. Get all my friends. We're gonna play this game all night long. I won't even speak to my grandma. She could be dying on the floor saying, "Oh, Jimmy, you gotta help your old grandma. I fell on the stairs." And you're like, "Shut up, grandma. I'm talking to McG91 from the Philippines, and we are going on a good quest. Now you sit on the floor and bleeding. You're distracting me, grandma. You are distracting me from my work. You're distracting me from..." I'm going to stop. That was quite... I went from non-serious to serious. And yes, but I think the biggest failure of a Final Fantasy was 14. I must say. It's kind of ironic the best selling was online and the worst selling was online as well. But the most recognised Final Fantasy is 7. You cannot deny that. Nobody dislikes 7. People might say, "Oh, people talk about it too much. I'm fed up with it." People get fed up with 7. Nobody hates it. Nobody dislikes it. I have one person at my school, and he played one Final Fantasy and said it was the worst thing he'd ever witnessed in his life. I later found out that was Final Fantasy VII, which was horrible. I don't particularly like the person very much, but you know, it just made me hate them even more. But I think even people who didn't play Final Fantasy do recognise 7 as a good game. You cannot say 7 is a bad game. Skyrim fanboys, you know, bombing it on Morrowind. My playtime for that game is only 8 hours. Take that. Skyrim, it's about a week. Booyah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. My favourite Final Fantasy, of course, is... Oh god, I'm struggling. I'm going to have to say 13. Well, I know I mentioned it. My favourite would either be 13 or 4. I think 13 is just fantastic. I explained in the couple of weeks ago why I thought it was the best. I just loved it. I fell in love with the characters, except Hope and and Snow as well. He's a utter dick. I liked him in 13 too, though. He had a cool jacket that I am envious of, and a red shirt. Cool hair as well, I must admit. Yeah, but 4 as well. The music, the story, the characters, the gameplay, fantastic. Nostalgia, childhood right there. So, noodles and nudettes, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for Final Fantasy Fridays Extra. Do not forget to come back on Friday for Final Fantasy Fridays 14 special. It's going to be good, it's going to be long, I hope. But anyway, yeah, that was your news for this today that I forgot to mention in the last episode. So don't forget to come back for more, spread the love, comment, rate and subscribe. So from Final Fantasy Fridays, thanks for watching and goodbye.